Now let's build upon the script or the faux calligraphy that we've started, right? So we're going to do faux calligraphy again, but I want to kind of show you guys a bouncing feature that I've been picking up lately. I've been seeing a lot of bullet journalers talking about bouncing your letters and kind of allowing them to go up and down, and I've noticed that it just makes your hand lettering look so much cooler than doing it the regular way. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So here I'm going to write hello, just like I did the last time. Not bad, right? Nothing looks wrong with that. But now let's look at hello with adding like some extra curves and bouncing to the letters. You guys will see that there's an obvious difference. Right? And that may not look like much right now, but once I go to fill it in with my outline effect, it really starts to look cool. And there you go. So to me, that just looks a lot more fun than this one. But it doesn't mean that this one is not okay. You can still use this. You can still do your outlines and it will still look really good. It just gives you another variation to try so that you're not using the same exact technique every time, and so that your fonts look different. You guys always ask me about fonts. I don't really change up my fonts. I just change up the variation of how I do them. You know, kind of like imagine using regular font then using bold and italic. It just gives it a different look. Bouncing letters. This is going to be really hard to explain, so bear with me. So when you're doing, for example, the H, right? You don't want to do the H. Let me draw it here. You see how here there's a straight line with the H. The curve of the H does not go above that line whatsoever. And then the curve at the beginning of this H doesn't really go much out of those parameters right there. It kind of stays in the lines. And then look at this H. So you see the difference? I just kind of take it on more of like a loop-de-loop path, and I try to kind of give it more of a curve and just more feeling to it. And this kind of comes with time and with comfort. This took me a really long time to pick up. Like, you guys have no idea. That's why I hadn't done a hand lettering video in forever, because this technique was harder to pick up than you guys think. So don't feel, you know, ashamed if you can't do it right away. It took me like probably a good 2 months really make my letters look anything like the ones that I was seeing online. So there is that H. I'm gonna fill this one in. And that H. So you see there is a distinct difference. It just depends on, you know, what you like and what your style is. Now, while we're on the topic of calligraphy, I'm going to kind of show you guys how I've gotten started with doing calligraphy with the Tombow dual pens. I feel like these are the best ones to use to get started. The color does not matter. You just want to ensure that it has this like calligraphy type tip on it that makes it very easy to do very quick strokes and create thickness and thin lines. And I'm going to show you what I mean. I know there's another end to this pen, but it's not going to do you any good when you're trying to do this particular type of calligraphy type function. So I'm going to show you guys really quick how that works, and I'm going to use the same old word, hello, because it's easy. So again, keep in mind that whenever we draw on the down, the letter gets thicker, and as we go up, it gets thinner. That's how you create the calligraphy effect, and I'm going to do it more than once so you guys can see what I'm doing. So let's try it. Of course, you guys couldn't, I guess, see how much I was pressing down, but to give you some context, whenever I was going down on a downstroke, I pressed down harder on the side. It gives you this type of effect rather than this. There's a big difference between those two lines and how you make the calligraphy happen. Now, if you happen to do it and the thickness is not enough for you, listen, you can always go back in and color it in. And in my opinion, it creates an even cooler effect with the Tombows. I personally like it. Like, there is no wrong way to do this, you know? Just do whatever feels right to you. So we're gonna try that same thing again so you guys can see the up and down strokes. There we go. Again, thick here, thin there, because I'm going up. I know it sounds really repetitive, but that's basically how it works. Like, I don't want to overcomplicate this. Just as you're going down, just ensure that your line is getting thicker. You cannot fail if you keep that in mind. And a lot of times it'll take you just moving really slow and kind of talking with your writing. I know that sounds crazy, but that's how it kind of got me comfortable with the movement. So I'll show you an example of how I got myself used to it. So up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's all about movement. It's like a dance. That's the best I can tell you guys right now. And that's how you kind of accomplish that calligraphy look that everyone does. That looks really hard at first, but it just comes with time. And then as you do bounce lettering like this, it looks even cooler. So really, it just comes with practice and learning how to manage one of these. And with the tombos, you guys saw that I didn't use them super often because, yeah, it takes time to practice. And I had messed up so many layouts trying to practice with this that I realized I just needed loose leaf paper and time, and then things like this happen. And no, I am not perfect, but this is a long way from where I started with the first struggle letters that I had. Okay, and I'm going to utilize some darker colors just so it's easier to see. So here we go with first the calligraphy with the up and down that we talked about for probably the last couple of minutes, just so you guys can see. So there you go again. When you go up, just try to be lighter on the strokes. This really isn't perfect right here. That could have been thinner, but as you go down, just make sure that those letters are thicker. Cool. Let's try out a different font that I do. Not super often, but I still do it. And by the way, if you are enjoying this video, definitely give me a thumbs up so far and let me know. These videos do take a lot of time to put together, but I love putting out videos that I think are helpful and that will get you further along in whatever journey or, you know, hobby you're trying to accomplish. So I really hope it is helpful so far. Okay, now let's cover another type of font. So another one. So your H should not be in the middle over here or like way over here to the left or like over the last line of the H. It should basically be dead center. And I'll try to write really slow so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So we're going to start with the H. So here's my H. It should fall basically dead center of the H, right?